My passion originates from my extensive background all over the world, and I think the essence of who I am really, firmly developed when I was in Mexico, and it was just a passion for people, passion for life. And I saw so many problems, in Mexico, and I felt, what? There needs to be solutions. And I really developed a passion for personal transformation. Over the years, I really figured out what it is that I really wanted to do, help people. Decided that when I was very young, wanted to go into the medical field. Really wasn't quite sure what area. In fact, I was going to be a pediatrician at first. And then later developed into plastic surgery. And from there, that was for me the platform to really develop something absolutely beautiful, what I think is beautiful. And it all is about the personal transformation that we can create. The uniqueness about this place is basically the uniqueness of every single person that comes here. Everything that we do is totally catered to that one person, that one element from wherever it may come in from any part of the world is what we adapt and adopt to make that personal transformation come true. Everybody has their own journey, and we find out what the best one is for them. Plastic surgery is the fundamentals of the practice here at Rejuva. And we cater to all types of plastic surgery because everybody deserves every single option available to them to create their own personal transformation. So what we create here at Rejuva is allow you to discover and to basically study and decide for yourself which elements in plastic surgery, if it's a surgical procedure or a non-surgical procedure, to create that transformation that you need. The majority of the work that we actually do, in fact, is breast surgery, body contouring, abdominoplasties, which is also known as tummy tucks, facial surgery. What's exciting to me here at Rejuva is simply the fact that we have a lot of non-surgical, very easy, non-invasive procedures that really create some fundamental changes and wonderful transformations. And it's the outside, actually. I mean, we always talk about being beautiful inside and out, and nothing more is true than that. But what's exciting too is that when you can help a person find that beauty on the outside, it magnifies the beauty in the inside as well. And so beauty on the outside is, I wouldn't say necessarily equally important, more or less important, but beauty on the outside, when it is important, when it's something that someone focuses on, it's important. Guess what? Here at Rejuva, we can do that. What's exciting at Rejuva is we have many different tools, many very unique tools that you can't find anywhere else. For example, the radio frequency devices that we have, which is called the Accent. We're the only one in Tampa that currently have it. We're the first one in all of Florida to actually purchase this equipment. We have a very special way of enlightening, inspiring the face in a sense to a much higher level of health. And that's called the hydrofacial. Once again, a very unique piece of equipment here in Tampa. I think there's perhaps only one other place in town that actually has it. But what they don't have is the actual person performing the procedure. And my staff is unique. They're all experts, but more than that, they have this passion. They have this commitment to make the changes happen. Because you can just go anywhere and get a treatment and leave and wonder, okay, that's all right. But here at Rejuva, we are totally committed to get those results that you want. My function as a plastic surgeon in the community is fundamentally the same thing no matter whether I do cosmetic surgery or reconstructive surgery. The purpose for what I do, again, is personal transformation. Whether it's reconstructive in nature or cosmetic in nature, whenever as a plastic surgeon we create a change that serves in the sense of purpose, a personal purpose for each individual to create a better kind of place for themselves, then it's always a success. Now what's interesting in reconstructive surgery, because sometimes we are somewhat judgmental about cosmetic surgery, but the reality is this, is that anybody who has any kind of deformation, which is acquired, or maybe they're born with it, or perhaps a deformity that is, in the sense, a perception, it's still equally the same. And so the reality is this, reconstructive surgery is just as important as cosmetic surgery when, and only when, its purpose is personal transformation. When it's really of a good value in a sense, to help a patient move from perhaps a stuck state to a less stuck state. Because here's the real issue with reconstructive surgery. Say, for example, breast reconstruction. I do a lot of breast reconstructions, It's a very satisfying, procedure, simply because you have a person that doesn't have a breast, loses their femininity, and then changes into a place where they're much more confident about themselves because they've regained their femininity. The reality, again, with cosmetic surgery is also the fact that some people just don't feel very feminine because they lack the breasts that they feel that they should have. So for me, reconstructive surgery is equally important as cosmetic surgery. They're both of great value to whomever. When somebody comes in for a birth defect, or when somebody comes in for a trauma, for example, or any kind of cancer surgery which results in a defect in their body, then we reconstruct those, and they're very satisfying as well. Several of the fundamentals of Rejuva include, personal transformation being the ultimate resource, and being right for each client. And the reality is this, is that the technology within the realm of plastic surgery is constantly developing. It's constantly advancing. So something perhaps that we were doing 2 years ago is almost antiquated today because of the new technology. And so one of the things that we focus here at Rejuva is always looking at the newest technology, always looking at the best procedures, always looking at the best approaches to creating the treatments that we want to create. Today, what's happening in the wellness trend is simply this: it's all proactive, it's all preventative. How do you stay young? And so in this environment at Rejuva, what we are actually creating is a wellness atmosphere. It's an atmosphere where you can rejuvenate yourself, where you can really connect with your inside and really develop a much better path, a much better journey in your own personal life, whether it actually be with a plastic surgical procedure or not. But the reality is this: it's a quality of life that we look at, not just a simple procedure. I mean, we could be a technician, just do a procedure, and that would be the end of the day. But the real difference is, and the real way that we make a difference for our clients, is so that they have a better quality of life for themselves. And it really starts in a complete, global, holistic kind of approach, an awareness, finding out what really works for each client and making those changes. That is a lot of fun. I tell you what, the biggest joy that I get, and the biggest joy that I get in every respect is when I see a patient happy. When they leave this place, I know we've done our job. And anything less than that is really not acceptable. And so I'm sort of hard on my staff sometimes because I'm very picky. But I tell you what, the greatest joy is when patients come back after, say, a surgical procedure, or they've had a hydrofacial, or they've had an accent, or they've actually gone into one of our time capsules and they feel rejuvenated. They feel better than they have, felt last year or perhaps 10. That's awesome. I mean, that's what it's all about.